All right, welcome back. Let's do a follow-up now on an issue we've talked about over and over again on this program, and Andrew, it's stop and frisk, and now the courts are getting involved, right?
Yeah, it's an issue that our regular viewers know we've been watching closely here on RFL, including more than 2 weeks of extensive coverage. Today we've got something of an update. Court watchers say it seems the issue is likely to be settled by judges who have shown signs that they consider the practice to be a violation of the rights of New Yorkers. In the past several months, the courts have ruled against the city in 3 cases. The city is appealing all of those rulings. Some say the city is taking a big risk by appealing because the courts could issue a ruling that would dramatically change policing in New York City. In Philadelphia, for example, where a stop and frisk case was settled last year, the court imposed more oversight of police conduct. But homicides there have risen since then. As of July 10th, there were 189 homicides in Philadelphia for the year. Compare that with 169 on the same date just 1 year earlier. Meanwhile, New York City Police Commissioner Ray Kelly continues to defend the practice, even criticize some of New York's political leaders for focusing on stop and frisk rather than on stopping bloodshed. Quote, many of them will speak out about stop and frisk, he said, but who will speak out about the elephant in the corner, which is the inordinate level of violence that exists in many of these communities? I want them to be outraged that a 3-year-old child is shot in the streets. There doesn't seem to be any major community response or demonstrations. We've not had a demonstration about this 3-year-old child. Now, the commissioner was referring to the shooting death of a 3-year-old Isaiah Gonzalez in Bed-Stuy, who was shot amidst a recent uptick in street violence. All told, 77 people were shot in that uptick. There was in fact, a related rally against violence the evening after Commissioner Kelly made his controversial comments. His remarks deeply angered the politicians he was referring to. Rich?
Well, forget about the politicians he upset. What did you make of his comments?
Honestly, the commissioner has a point. And you know, it's what's the best way to say this? In communities of color, I would just like to see leaders step up more and say, listen, we got to do something about this black on black crime, because it's a real problem and nobody wants to talk about it. Oh, when it's racism, they'll scream bloody murder or alleged racism, but nobody's saying anything about a 3-year-old child that's shot in the middle of the street.
Has to be another way to do it besides assuming everybody's guilty. I mean,
well, I didn't say assume everyone is guilty. I mean, that's not
what
my
stop
premise.
and frisk basically does. I mean,
we've had this debate over and over and over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that that's what it does, but what I think we're seeing is that communities, when they find a war going on over stop and frisk, the argument becomes stop and frisk and not why stops and frisks are being done, unless you think it's just cracking down on people you don't like.